AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
You're a loser,
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You, sir. And Mr. Toby Tom Clay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And if you're watching, welcome in to the newly minted Raising Canes studio. We got the Canes logo up top on front of the set. We got Cane 3 hanging out with us. The giant plushie Cane 3, not the actual dog. However, Todd, if you want to bring Cane 3 into the studio at any point, the studio that bears her name, we're more than happy to have her as a special guest, and you, whenever you'd like. And, of course, we always encourage you, do game day the Canes way. Whether you're tailgating or cheering from the couch, fuel your crew with Raising Canes, hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and the MVP of every bite, Cane sauce. Had Canes for lunch today. Raising Canes. We had our... So this morning, as we're the official launch of our Canes partnership here in the naming rights of our studio, Aaron and all the great people over at Canes and their marketing department came over and they brought just a buttload, technical term, of Canes. They brought chicken fingers and fries and toast and slaw and sweet tea and lemonade and everything. And the third floor here is kind of lonely, because it's the ESPN studio, and then there's some offices, like Rivers, her office is here, Musso and Paulie, their office are here, our editors. But, like, the salespeople never come here. You know, they're on the other side of the building. You know, like the Eagle 98.1, Talk 107.3, 100.7 The Tiger, they never come up here.
No.
The finance people never come up here.
Never.
Ever.
Not a lot of foot traffic.
Had our 10 a.m. meeting, our company-wide meeting. And they announced in the meeting that Canes had dropped off a bunch of food. So I went from the fourth floor down here because I had to talk to Jake and Flynn, Hester and Flynn. And I opened the door from the stairwell, and there was just a giant herd of people.
Everyone was here, yeah.
They all came to eat. I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you what's an undeniable truth about radio people. No matter what market you're in, what format it is, you around radio, there's free food, they're going to find it. I mean, radio people got a sixth sense for free food. You put food out, somebody say free food? And then here comes the line. Vultures, man. Vultures was gone. All that Canes was gone in a millisecond. I think there were 2 little cups of slaw left. Somebody call Coach O.
It's not.
What?
I just forgot. I forgot that Coach O loves the slaw.
That's a fireable offense, by the way. That alone. No toast, extra slaw was his order.
That's brutal.
Who goes for the extra slaw?
I don't know. I mean, like I can understand you eating the slaw, but extra
slaw? Who
slaw?
goes for the extra
it's
slaw?
the extra slaw that makes it egregious.
I don't even want coleslaw ever in my life, ever.
I could do it at a barbecue.
No, I don't ever want it ever. That's not taking up valuable real estate on my plate or in my belly. My caloric intake is not going to be like lettuce and mayonnaise and what else is in there? Some little carrots. What else is in there?
I think there's some celery, I think.
Yeah, no, that's never taken up space in my belly. Not interested. Give me some extra fries.
Dude, love
Throw me
fries, man.
throw me an extra piece of toast in there.
Them crinkle cut
Yeah,
fries.
give me some of that.
Oof.
Not interested in the slaw. Keep it. Everything else was gone though.
What about the honey mustard from Cane's? Did you ever try it?
No. That seems blasphemous too. I didn't even know they had honey mustard.
They do. They brought some here. They brought some here. That's why I was asking you if you.
I'm just interested in the cane sauce.
Okay. I mean, me too.
Why would I want honey mustard when you have something that's so perfect? Why deviate?
I agree. I was just curious.
Doesn't make a lick of sense. Well, that was a good distraction from the game and talking about this.
You want me to keep going? I can keep going. I love brother.
I should get back on track.
Okay.
I'm sure the Canes folks are happy that we're talking about this.
I'd eat it every night.
You eat Canes every night?
I said if I could, I'd eat. I'd eat it every night.
Well,
if
you
I
could.
Yeah, but I mean, you
literally could.
Maybe they could work out some kind of deal. I mean, I'll do it.
They don't close. I mean, they close.
Some of them do
for dinner. I mean, they don't close for dinner. I mean, you could. There's 7 days a week and go to.
It's my favorite. I love it. I really do. I love it.
I think we're going to leave the big plushie in here every day.
I agree. I think we should do that.
Just right there.
Yeah.
Why not? It's perfectly placed right there on the side, too. Doesn't block the Relief Windows logo.
Nope.
Might need to turn Kane a little bit just so we could see the logo on the scarf. But I think most people know what that is.
Yeah, I think they get it. Yeah,
probably. All right. So Pro Football Focus has released their grades for LSU against Ole Miss. And I'll give you the caveat that I always do. Pro Football Focus is a metric. It's not the metric. It's just something to consider because you and I typically, when we're watching football, we watch the ball. The quarterback throwing it, the running back running it, the receiver catching it, the person making the tackle, that sort of thing. We are typically not watching on a toss sweep to the right what the left guard is doing. That's just generally not what we're looking at. Well, Pro Football Focus does. So it's a good way to kind of take and assess everything that they see. For Ole Miss, against Ole Miss offensively, 5 of the top 6 graded players were receivers. That's a problem. On a day when you put up 200, what did I say it was? 250 something?
That's 256 yards is what it was.
It's on my other sheet of paper. On a day when you put up 256 yards offense and 5 of your top 6 graded players are receivers, that's a problemo. Nick Anderson, Kyle Parker, Xavion Thomas, then Harlem Berry, 4. Berry and Brown, Aaron Anderson, 5-6. When you go to the bottom, starts to tell the story. Trades Green, from bottom up. Trades Green, Caleb Jackson, Tyree Adams, Bauer Sharp, Josh Thompson, Garrett Nussmeier at a 57.5. By far, Garrett Nussmeier's lowest graded performance of the season at a 57.5. And you throw a bad interception, you have 2 turnover-worthy plays. It's gonna play out like that. So for what it's worth, if you look at Nuss for the season on his grades so far, his offensive grades, Clemson was a 67. Tech was a 78.8. Florida 76.9. Southeastern 92.3. And then a 57.5. Giant outlier. His worst game by a mile. And it showed. And it hurt your offense. But when you peel back the layers of the onion, you look at the blocking grades, and this is kind of what tells the story of the game for LSU. Your pass blocking actually wasn't awful by a couple of guys. Cohen Eccles graded at 84.6. And Carius Kern was at an 80.5. Not bad. I mean, on 41 pass blocking snaps, Carius Kern allowed 1 pressure. He was good at right tackle. Pass protection. Josh Thompson was at a 64. Paul Mabenga was at a 62. Braylon Moore was at a 59. Here's your problem. Tyree Adams was at a 39. Rough day for Tyree Adams. And then when you look at the run blocking grades, this is abysmal. Kern a 42. Eccles of 55, Adams of 57, Mabenga of 57, Thompson of 59, and Braylon Moore was your highest graded lineman with a 62 run blocking grade. What's your problem? That's your problem. You struggle to run behind that offensive line, so you abandon it. You don't even try. It's the thing they've got to get fixed and do so in a hurry. And it's really disappointing because you have talented guys. And I know it's easy to blame play calling, and I'm not absolving Joe Sloan. He's the one ultimately that's choosing not to have balance in the offense, and that's a problem. That falls squarely at Joe Sloan's feet. You look at the 2-point conversion play, which is brutal. It's a terrible decision. However, if you go watch the play, Tyree Adams completely and wholly whiffs his block and gets Juwan Johnson killed. Now, if Tyree Adams makes that block, Johnson's still going to have a hard time scoring, but he's got a lane. He's going to have to run over a guy or break a tackle, but he's got an opportunity. But Tyree Adams whiffed the block and got him killed. So what's wrong with the running game? All of it. The play calling. Sometimes it's the back's vision, the inability to block across the board. It's all a mess right now. Defensively, I'll tell you, this tells the story. Your secondary was awesome in this game, and you're going to look at the stats and say, but when you realistically look at it, where Lane attacked LSU was not at your cornerbacks and safeties. A.J. Halsey, P.J. Woodland, Mansour Delane were your 3 highest-rated defenders. At the bottom, Buddy Mathis, Devon Keys, DJ Pickett, Deshaun Spears, West Weeks, Dom McKinley. It was the young guys. They targeted Pickett when he was in the game, drew a PI. They targeted Devon Keys. His coverage grade was a 45. Pickett's coverage grade was a 47. Spears' coverage grade was a 49. They went after lane schemed mismatches with LSU's ends and linebackers. And that's because he's a great coach. He's a great offensive mind. That's objectively true. That's no one can argue to the contrary. The question with Lane Kiffin is if he can ever get his team over the hump to win a championship. But he is an objectively elite level play caller and offensive schemer. And he schemed a lot of mismatches for his team, which does not have true game breakers, but he found mismatches. And it's how they were able to move the ball consistently the way they did. But even still, despite being on the field for 84 plays, despite being on the field for 84 plays, you allowed only 24 points. Considering what they were up against, it was a hell of an effort by the defense. If the offense could have found a way to score 30 against one of the worst defenses in the SEC, you win that game. That's what LSU's got to figure out. Okay. It's after further review. Let's knock out a break. Sean Fazande's here. I want his thoughts on, can he give us an update on Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau? Cesar Ruiz out for 4 to 6 weeks. How do they replace him? Could the Saints get their first win of the year against the Giants? Talk a little black and gold with Sean Fazende next.
AFR.
Hey, guys, if you are currently on HRT, hormone replacement therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, and I know a lot of you are. I am. I've told you openly for years I have been. It's been life-changing, as I'm sure it has been for many of you as well. Something I want you to consider, if you would, is switching from whoever you're with now to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'll give you 2 really important reasons why. Number 1, lowest prices, never any contracts, right? So most places are never going to put you in a contract, but Goodwood has the best prices. So lowest prices, never any contracts. And number 2, when you do your 4 to 6 month blood labs, other places make you pay for those. And they can run up to $200. Goodwood picks up that tab. So you will literally save money by doing the same service you're at right now with Goodwood. YourGoodwood.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. And oh, we do shutters too.
Hey, at the end of the day, we didn't meet our goal. We didn't win the football game. We have to look into all the little details. Felt like penalties we cleaned up. We created a big-time turnover. I think Jonas's play was just an incredible play to create that turnover. And we ran the football a lot better. I think that was an important part going into that game versus that opponent, but also just for us as an identity on offense. And so I feel like our guys took some really good steps there, and we played some really good football. We just, we didn't win enough of the hard downs, the tough downs, the third downs, the red zone. They made more plays in those critical situations than we did.
Kellen Moore still looking for his first win as a head coach. Sean Fazende, Fox 8 New Orleans, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. How are you, dude?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing really well. After the Seattle debacle, they fought hard, but there's no moral victories in the NFL. So where do you fall on what you really should take out of the game in Buffalo?
That's a great question. We kind of, did a podcast on that down here just a few hours ago, as a matter of fact. I guess I err slightly on the positive side while realizing just how, frankly, sad it is that we're, drawing the positive off of a 12-point loss on the road in the NFL based off of how they played the week before. But I think that's kind of where it's at. I think at the end of the day, they were able to hone in. They were able to do two things well. And that was they cleaned up the penalties. They played disciplined football. And they ran the ball, and they cleaned up the penalties and ran the football, and were able to hang, with a Super Bowl contender, maybe the best team in the NFL right now, for 4 quarters in the game. And I know how far we've fallen to celebrate that, but I do think that's overall it's a net positive, I guess you'd say, when I kind of evaluate the game. Now, in saying that there's still plenty of issues, and I think they were pretty glaring in that game, but I think that was probably the biggest positive lesson that you take from it. If you play disciplined football and you run the football effectively, you can be in the game with everyone. You're not like Buffalo that can overcome 11 penalties in a game like they had. But if you keep your penalties at bay and run the football, you can at least be in the game.
You said there were plenty of glaring issues. What from that game? What do you put at the top of the list?
I would say a lack of timely playmaking when the opportunities are there. You just have, Matt, there were 3 straight drives in the second quarter, and I was at the stadium. It was a little bit of anxiety in that stadium because the Bills were in a little bit of a funk, and the Saints had them pinned back at their own, deep in their own territory. They started 3 straight drives in Bills territory, 3 straight, and got 3 points. That was your chance right there, 3 points. You do the Philly special. I'm not sure where you come down on it. I actually didn't have a problem with him trying to, play to win. It felt like I really didn't have a problem. But it was one of those, if it works, great. If it doesn't, it looks like an idiot. I thought the safety made an incredible play. I thought Rattler was open. Olave doesn't throw the ball. He probably won't throw it again.
That's my problem.
And then the big one is, that's a huge one. And then the next big one was, this is the 3rd week in a row Spencer Rattler has an in-breaking route to a wide-open receiver in the end zone, and he misses by a wide margin. It's not like it was a close call. Brandon Cooks makes the great play to go down and get it. I thought it was a touchdown. In fact, it was called a touchdown in the stadium at first, but then was correctly overturned. So you missed that opportunity to take the lead in the fourth quarter. In the midst of that second quarter sequence, Pete Werner drops an interception at the 15-yard line or whatever it is. So the opportunities are there to make the plays to win the game or give yourself the best chance to win the game in the end, and they're just consistently not making those plays, and that's infuriating.
To what do you attribute their inability to make those plays?
I think roster, one. I think just an inability to rise to the occasion. I do think there's some coaching involved as well, depending on where you fall on certain play calls. I didn't necessarily feel like Kellen Moore's offensive game plan was bad this week. They ran the ball effectively, and they were able to move the ball. At some point, your players have to make plays. So I lean more towards in the situations like that. You get the call, you go execute it. I lean more towards the players in that situation. Just either you can do it or you can't. And more often than not, they haven't been able to do it first, 4 weeks of the season.
On Twitter at Sean Fazende, Fox 8. You mentioned the pod. Where can people go listen if they want to download the pod?
Yeah, wherever you get your podcast. Also, the Fox 8 Overtime YouTube channel as well. It's called the Fox 8 Overtime Podcast. We do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so check that out.
Okay, Fox 8 Overtime Podcast. You want to check that? I will. I'll listen to it tonight. maybe some good news, Sean. I was a little surprised to hear Kellen Moore say that they've opened the 21-day window for Foster Moreau and Taysom Hill. Can you add any color there to let us know what the possibilities are with those two?
Yeah, well, I'm with you. First off, I was very surprised. I've seen Taysom and Foster at every game. I saw him at every practice. Talked to Foster, I think it was the last preseason game. But that's when he told me he wasn't going to be ready for opening day. But that obviously he was progressing well. And sometimes, when a player tells you they're recovering well, you never really know. It's kind of vague. And considering when he got injured and he hurt all three ligaments in his knee, one of the last plays of the season, very surprised. Taysom's case, the same thing. But, you activate that practice window. So now you got 3 weeks or 21 days to put him on the active roster. So it's getting closer now. I thought, the addition of Taysom Hill to this offense can be such a shot in the arm, such a breath of fresh air for a young rookie head coach that could use some breaks right now. A guy, Taysom's one of the few game breakers that they have on this roster, assuming he's still got it. I know he's, 35 years old, coming off another injury, but assuming he can still beat Taysom, at least in spurts, what an addition to an offense that, needs somebody that can break a game open. Think about a play that gets lost yesterday, Matt, is that 2-point conversion. You run the QB power with Spencer Rattler there, run that with Taysom, and then if you miss the Brandon Cooks, touchdown, you're kicking it, and it's a tie game at that point. So just little things like that, bringing a guy like Taysom aboard, and you've seen it. He's got the ability to take over a game and just kind of get out of his way. So I think that could be the shot in the arm this offense needs to at least get a little more, get some of that positive mojo back. Because, look, they're doing some decent things, but they're not playing nearly consistent enough to be a quality offense right now.
Yeah. It's amazing, Sean. Good players make you better.
That's it.
It's just true. They just don't have enough of them right now. You're so right. All the plays you just described, it's just Pete Werner dropping an interception. It's Spencer Rattler not executing a touchdown pass that would have given them the lead with 9 minutes to go on the road against Buffalo.
Yep.
You got to make the throw. In any event, I guess the disappointing news is that Cesar Ruiz, I saw the reports, out 4 to 6 weeks with the high ankle sprain. So you get Penning back now. Ruiz is out. So how do they replace him on the right side?
That's interesting because you'll see what happens with Radens if he had the toe injury, how close he is to coming back. Is he a guy that can play the right side? That's a possibility. I know they had Simpkins up. He was the first man up when Ruiz went down. I think Simpkins is a guy that's played admirably, but I do think there's some deficiencies in his game as well as an undrafted rookie, and that's rightfully so. Perhaps if he's a guy that's practicing all week, he can give himself a better chance to have some success. It's not like he played terrible yesterday, but I think you understand what I'm saying there. If you can get a guy like Radens back, and he's capable of playing that right side, you might be in decent shape up front. But it's kind of the musical chairs you deal with the offensive line in particular. It's just that one position group just seems to deal with injury after injury. They got the fresh starting five for 2 quarters this season, and it looks like it's going to be at least another 4 to 6 weeks before they even have the chance to get that back again, assuming there are no other injuries up front, which is obviously a dangerous assumption to make. So I think that would probably be the plan right now. If Radens isn't back healthy enough, they'd probably turn to Simpkins. And I have to go back and look to see if there's any practice squad guy they can bring up, because they'd obviously have to have a reserve guy that can bring up to be the swing guy or to be the backup interior guy on game day.
But you don't think that they would go looking into free agency or anything like someone who's just an available free agent or someone else's practice squad? You think they're content with the guys they have?
Depending on how he plays, I could see them at some point looking at another practice squad or the veteran workout circuit that seems to pop up every week in the NFL.
Sure.
I think certainly that would be a possibility, and that could happen this week, even with Simpkins playing. Just because you got to have depth on your roster, even if it's a practice squad transaction and possibly an elevated practice squad transaction on game day. We'll see, but all those options are on the table. Like they've dealt with it before. They've dealt with it all year when it comes to kind of the juggling up front of the offensive line. So we'll see what happens.
I'm looking at DraftKings right now, Sean. The Saints are a 1.5 point favorite over the Giants. I'm not terribly surprised. I looked at one of the offshore early look-ahead lines last night, which had the Giants 1.5. So I don't know if that's where DraftKings opened it, it's moved, or if they've opened it at 1.5, whatever. But the point being, Saints are a slight favorite. What do you think about their opportunity to get on the board, get in the win column this week?
I think it's a fantastic opportunity. And, Garland Gillen, our resident Vegas guy here at Fox 8, he tells me that line has definitely moved. So I guess the money's coming in on the Saints. So that line has definitely moved. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity. The month of October opens up a few opportunities over the next 3 to 4 weeks if you're the Saints. But you're playing a rookie, making his second start, first on the road. I know he injected some life into the Giants offense over there, but they only scored, was it 13 or 16 points this week? I'd have to go back and check out. I know they won, but I don't think he lit them up in terms of the way he played.
Yeah, they won. They won 21-18, and of course they lost Malik Neighbors too.
That's right. Yeah. I would think it's a golden opportunity to get back on the board. To get that first win for Kellen Moore, that first win for Spencer Rattler, who, look, he's been trying hard. It's just to go 0 for 10. It's just, man, that's just a tough stretch, and it's hard to do in the NFL. So this will be one of his better opportunities to get that elusive W, and hopefully he can get it done because this team needs one right now.
Sean Fazende, Fox 8, he's on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at Sean Fazende, Fox 8, and the Fox Overtime podcast. The Fox 8 Overtime podcast. Fox 8 Overtime podcast. Wherever you get podcasts or on YouTube, be sure to check it out. Always appreciate it, man. Thank you for the time.
All right, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you. Brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, WilliamsonEye.com. This weekend, Saturday, is Federalis Fest, great music festival outdoors here in Baton Rouge. You want to get tickets, you can learn more at federalisfest.com, presented by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020. Was talking to a buddy actually on Friday. We're actually at Don Juan after AFR, and I won't tell you who it was, but needed help from Alondra to see his ticket to pay his bill. I said, man, my eyes are so bad. I said, you got to call Blake Williamson. Never had eye trouble his whole life. And now, as we all do age, our eyes age, start to have trouble. So he's farsighted, but can't see things up close. It's probably a familiar refrain for a lot of you. You need the readers or whatever it may be. Don't do that. Don't put them readers on the end of your nose, man. Let's go to the Williamson Eye Center. They have a refractive procedure for every age or refractive issue that can help you see perfect without contacts or glasses. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. You owe it to yourself just to go for the consultation. Don't put it off. Call today, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Every Monday, Muse, Paulie, and I come back after the football weekend. We give you 3 college football takeaways. We'll do that coming up here in just a smidge. We know the Super Bowl halftime show. This is going to shock all of you. I have no idea who this person is that is going to be performing at halftime at the Super Bowl. Jimmy's here for Otterlocks in 15 minutes. We got a ton to do. It's AFR. Stay here.
AFR.
I got the green light today to start letting you know it is time to call River City's 1 Hour Air for the preseason heater safety check. This is so important, y'all. Before the cold weather comes, before you turn on your heater for the first time, you want to make sure that you have this heater safety check. Your heater is dormant for months. Let's be honest. It's a small window in Louisiana where we're using our heater. So it's dormant for months. It can collect dust. It can become hazardous. Before you turn on your heater, call River City's 1 Hour Air. They'll come out. They'll do the heater safety check. Mention the Moscona special. They'll save $30 off that. If you're part of their membership club, their maintenance club, you get that as a free complimentary service. But get the heater safety check now from River City's 1 Hour Air.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and we do shutters too.
Well, there it is. Rolling along. Glad to have you with us here on this Monday edition of AFR. Always love telling you about Relief Windows. Great sponsor every single Monday. Big shout out to Brandon Holly as well. They had the Capitol Gala's Best Dressed this weekend, and Brandon was one of the best-dressed honorees, great fundraiser in the capital city annually, raising money for the American Cancer Society. And Brandon was a great part of that. Adrian, his wife, has been one of the best-dressed honorees in the past as well. It's a great fundraiser, great night, and a good time team was had by all. And, of course, Relief Window is always a great sponsor of that. So much philanthropy they do in our market and all over. Just amazing people. And we're thrilled to be partnered with them and to be friends with the Hollies. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Okay, college football takeaways. Hit it, Muse.
Another week in the books. What did we learn about the landscape of college football?
There we got it. Got it there. Okay, Muse, start us off there.
Yeah, I mean, I learned that Oregon is the most complete team in the Big Ten this season so far. I hear Ohio State. I get it. For me, when it comes down to, I think Oregon's a little bit more explosive on offense so far through the first 5 weeks of the season. They went into Happy Valley, wide out, and just shut down that Penn State offense, including the running game, which is objectively very good. Before Penn State tied the game late, they were still being held to just 189 total yards. I really, really like the Oregon Ducks. Dan Lanning pretty much just reloaded.
I mean, they did give up 2 late scores to tie it, and Penn State was a 4th down stop away from winning the game.
They did, and then they won the game.
But it also nullifies everything you just said about a great defense. They gave up a late lead.
They gave up a late lead.
Would it have been different if Penn State gets the 4th down stop and wins the game? I don't know, man.
I like them a lot.
I think they could play again today, and I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State won it. They're a good team, though. Good team. I think there's a dominant team. There's just no great team.
I said they're the most complete. I didn't say dominant.
I don't agree with that. I don't think there's any separation among any of those in the Big Ten. I don't know. All right, Paulie, go.
Same old USC. Illinois walked off the Trojans 34-32.
Yeah, they did.
The mustard team.
The mustard team.
Erica called them the mustard team. My wife knows nothing about sports. It's hilarious. All right, go ahead, Paulie. Sorry.
That was about right. It was USC. They can occasionally excite, but they ultimately fall flat. This was USC's first real test of the season, and they failed. Michigan and Notre Dame await them the next 2 weeks.
I think Ohio State is the most complete team in the Big Ten. See, Muse?
I disagree with that.
Actually, I don't think they are. But they can make a very solid argument. Ohio State crossed several time zones, went to Seattle, and defensively suffocated a pretty good Washington team. Held the Huskies to just 6 points on the day. 4-0 Buckeyes. They're ranked number 1 in the country again. I, on a neutral field, think I'd probably take Ohio State over any other team in the Big Ten right now. A long way to go, but we also had the question about Julian Sayin, first big-time road start, and passed that test. Ohio State. Buckeyes.
Jeff Lebby's the right guy for Mississippi State. I don't know if he's going to be there long enough to have any long-term success, but the way he has that team playing, the way he went to work and rebuilt, difficult situation he took over from Zach Arnett, the passing of Mike Leach and all that, they go 2-10, and man, the fire, the competitive spirit that team, they believe they're going to go out there and win no matter who they're playing. They've got some really tough games. They might not even make a bowl game, but I think what you've seen early, that's great returns for Jeff Lebby. I think he's the right guy there.
Cashed that ticket too, by the way.
Me too.
It was fun.
It was really never in doubt.
Last week?
I
think State's going to beat A&M this year too, by the way.
I mean, bro,
I'll save
they're
that.
good.
I'll save that, but mark that away. Paulie.
Virginia, they're making their case for the ACC title.
God, that was a nice game.
Knocked off Florida State in double overtime. This was Virginia's first home victory over a top 10 team since beating the Seminoles in 2005. ESPN's FBI gives Virginia a 14.1% chance to win the ACC. That is the second highest odds behind Miami. Also, that field storm looked like a stampede. That was crazy.
Who are you talking about?
Virginia.
I see your Virginia, and I raised you Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Georgia Tech beat Wake Forest, squeaked past Wake Forest.
Ooh, they were down for a while, man.
Have you looked at the rest of Georgia Tech's schedule?
I have. I did that after the Clemson game.
It's hypothetical. Not hypothetical. That was
rhetorical.
Rhetorical. Thank you. Virginia Tech, Duke, Syracuse, NC State, Boston College, Pitt, Georgia. They don't play another ranked team. Well, Georgia, but not in the conference. Like, is Georgia Tech going to the college football playoff? Like, Georgia Tech may be 11-1, undefeated in the ACC, play Miami in the ACC championship game, probably lose. But then, just like SMU a year ago, they'll probably make the playoff. Like, Georgia Tech, like, let this seep into your brain. Georgia Tech is a real, legit, long way to go, and they could choke and whatever, but like, there is a real legitimate chance that Georgia Tech is going to be a college football playoff team.
I think there's a legitimate chance that Hugh Freeze doesn't make it to November at Auburn. The offense is not good. The one thing you had success with early was running Jackson Arnold. That has gone by the wayside now. Hugh Freeze is an offensive coach. You're on bye if you're Auburn right now. Then you host Georgia and Missouri. You lose back-to-back home games to those teams, and I think you have a decision to make right there at that point. Now, you have Arkansas and Kentucky after that where you can get back, but you lose those two games, you're 3-4. He's back under 500. It might be time.
By the way, at LouisianaSports.net, we have up right now the odds on the next Arkansas coach and the next coach to be fired and the betting favorite to be the next coach fired with 2-1 odds. Is Hugh Freeze at Auburn? He has now surpassed Billy Napier, who's at 5-2.
It's not good on the Plains, man.
And then Mark Stoops, the SEC. Just firing people out here. Paulie.
You just mentioned it right there. Arkansas is looking for a new head coach.
Yes, I did.
And right now, their new head coach is Bobby Petrino, part 2.
How about that?
I'm interested to see if Arkansas can get the interim bump under Petrino. We all know the history. And you mentioned earlier that he has started doing some staff changes, fired 3 defensive assistants, including defensive coordinator Travis Williams. His first test will be Tennessee in 2 weeks.
Big 12.
So much fun.
I have no idea. It's a league that has a super low ceiling and a high floor. And so you have a bajillion teams just all crumpled together that are all the same. And it is impossible to figure out. Arizona State beat TCU, the old unranked favorite over ranked. Iowa State and Arizona State are undefeated in conference. BYU's undefeated overall as well. So I'm looking at undefeated. Iowa State, Arizona State, BYU, Houston, Texas Tech, Cincinnati. That's 6 teams that are all undefeated right now. What?
It's so much fun.
I mean, is Texas Tech the best team?
They looked real good against Utah.
Is it Arizona State? Does Utah stink? Is Iowa State and Matt Campbell, are they back?
You know I like Iowa State.
Is BYU the best? Really? I in-gamed BYU when they were down to Colorado.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
That's a heady play.
Like to cash that ticket late at night when everybody else was sleeping. That Big 12. It's so mediocre, but man, is it fun.
It's awesome.
It is really fun. Okay, there you go. Those are college football takeaways. It's after further review. We are brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Man, I rolled into Rouse's yesterday, as a matter of fact. Needed me some Evermore. You want one big 64-ounce bottle? Get it. You want the 4-pack? You can get it. You want game day party platters and trays? You can get it. Did you know it's Bourbon Heritage Month? Did you know that? It's Bourbon Heritage Month if you didn't know that. Amazing selection at great prices over at Rouse's. Which Rouse's? Any Rouse's. There's like 70 of them. Lake Charles to Orange Beach, points in between. Find the location nearest you at Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, or download the Rouse's app. Rouse's. This feels like home. All right, y'all. What a show. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Peter Burns was here last hour. Thanks to Sean Fazende with us just a bit ago. If you missed it, we gave you our full recap of the LSU loss against Ole Miss. Talked last hour about what's wrong with Garrett Nussmeier. The Saints lost to the Bills. We talked a little bit about Pro Football Focus grades. Malik Neighbors out with a torn ACL. Tons. We're just jam-packed football stuff today. So if you missed anything, AFR On Demand podcast or YouTube, just search AFR LSU for LSU content, AFR Saints for Saints content, or if you want the full show in its entirety, just search After Further Review. It's that easy. Okay, we'll come back and wrap it up with Jimmy Bad Bunny Ott with a little Otterlocks. Save it.
AFR.
Matthew Bad Bunny Musso. We're sticking with that now. Jareth Bad Bunny Nakan. That's the owner of Glow Resources. That's not his name either. But if the NFL was looking for a Super Bowl halftime performer, well, no, that actually wouldn't be a good opportunity to call Glow Resources. I was trying to tie it all together, but at Glow Resources, they're complete employer solutions. They're trying to help you find permanent solutions. And the Super Bowl halftime performer is like literally just one day. And the next year you have to find another one. So it's not a permanent solution. But no matter what your business is, if you're looking for the right employees as a permanent solution, not temp staffing, you need a new operations manager. You need skilled blue-collar labor. You need welders, pipe fitters, heavy crane operators. They can do all of that. They can find all of that for you with a 96% success rate. It's Glow Resources. Check them out online. Start there at glowresources.com.
After Further Review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. And oh, we do shutters too.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here. Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows. How to get my swig of Evermore. EVAMOR, evermore.com. Shout out. Okay. Bad Bunny's going to play the halftime show. And I understand that Jimmy Ott is a gigantic Bad Bunny fan. So let's talk to Jimmy. Hit it.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
How fired up are you about Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
It's our demographic, right, Otter?
It's almost Saturday Night Live.
They announced that last night, Otter. I was like, I not only could I not name it a song, I don't even know who that is. I'm quite positive I've never even heard the words Bad Bunny before. It was one of those you're old when moments. Having a lot of those lately.
Oh, well, it's full of Bad Bunnies on this Monday.
Hey!
Black Monday. Yes.
No, what a day for Football Sunday yesterday.
Yeah.
Fantastic day. And a couple of Monday Night Football games tonight.
Yeah, it's I guess they'll be comparing the ratings. Last time the Monday night doubleheader, it was staggered. Tonight it's 3 overlapped. One starts 6:15, the other 7:15. So we'll see about that.
Yeah.
But the Jets and the New York teams on prime time are 4-31. Their last 35. So
I know you go in on this every time. They keep forcing it down our throats. The Jets in prime time.
You want some more Jets. You want some more Giants. You want some more Jets. We love them. Can't get enough of them. So our hottest football handicapper on Football Sunday is Randy McKay. He is a perfect 3-0, and his fourth pick of the weekend is Miami Dolphins. So Dolphins minus 2.5. That's the strongest play. I'm on that as well. So
okay.
In this Jets defense, remember, it was like, man, they have a great defense. They just can't. They just need a quarterback, and we know about the first game when Rodgers got hurt, but man, this Jets defense has not been good. Now, Miami's hasn't either, but we're going to go with the home team here, the Dolphins minus 2.5. Then the late game, it's not my favorite play. I'm telling you, I really don't. So interesting. You talk about a player that's a quarterback that's getting all the help but just not performing. Is Bo Nix. Bo Nix, his offensive line has been graded out really well. I mean, their running game has been graded out well. He just has not performed. So we'll see if Cincinnati's backup quarterback is going to continue to throw the ball into trouble. But I just think it's a little bit too much points here. I'm going to
1 minute
stop
remaining
with the dog here and take the Bengals plus the 7.5.
Jimmy, didn't somebody on Football Sunday have Denver? I'm scrolling back to find now. I thought somebody had Denver. I'd have to hurry. Anyway, okay, so we're looking at a Miami laying 2.5, and then we're rolling with Cincinnati and the points. By the way, DraftKings has a profit boost for an anytime touchdown score. Any thought there?
I would go with the running back for Denver.
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank now.
I found it. It was Andy. Andy Isco had Broncos minus 7.5 was one of his plays.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Tomorrow at Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
get you an old fashioned and a steak. Thank you, Otter.
All right, good luck.
After further review,
Getting on down the road, remind you about Parrish Construction and Roofing. Tell you every day, do business with someone you know. That's me and Terrio and Tilly and Joe Morales, our great staff over at Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember, commercial or residential repairs, replacements. We do gutters. We do soft washing. Sometimes, you got like that grime on your roof, just mildew. Like maybe just a soft wash not only will clean your roof, give it the appearance of being new, but it'll get a lot of that mildew off that eats away at your roof. Or maybe you got a problem. Listen, when it rains, I always say it. There's two ways really to find out if you got roof damage. One is let us at Parrish come do a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Two, wait for it to rain and then you get water in your house. One of those options is better than the other. So we'd love to help you out with a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. Hey, if you need a roof replacement, we can help you finance that roof replacement. If maybe you're just paying an insurance deductible, we can help you finance the deductible if you need help with that. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com.